Chase is doing good and doing bad. Citi is doing good and doing bad. Bilt, BofA, I mean, all that coming up right now on MTM Travel.
You couldn't put Bilt as doing good and bad in there? Make it a
I
little
don't
symmetrical?
want Bilt mad at me. So happy Thursday, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed Tuesday's travel show and some of the laughs that came along the way.
Yeah, Benji's been a good sport about it. We warned him that we had some fun with his article, and it was such a fun article and something different that you don't really read. Nobody else is probably going to write, even though it resonates with a lot of us, I think. And he was like, "Hey, I had a good laugh with it too, so that's cool."
Yeah, I found that B-roll of the guy in his hotel room with the hula hoop and the tank top, and I sent it over and included in the show. And yeah, it's just good times and very sad times, right? A lot going on in the world, and we lost Spirit Airlines, so you got to learn how to laugh at some things.
Yeah, and it's still crazy. We don't know what the repercussions of that will be. And I mean, when's the last time that an airline just folded in the U.S.? Hooters Air? Is that it?
Yeah, exactly. What happened to Hooters Air? A major airline just completely folding and not getting. Yeah, it's just all been mergers, right? In the last 10, 20 years.
That's what it seems like, and I couldn't think of anything that of this size or scope that's happened. Yeah, you see it in other countries, and a lot of times they're government-backed type of airline setups. They're not exclusively private or anything like that, and you see them make those decisions. But you would think somebody would step in and buy the routes or anything, and it just goes to show that there's really not much meat left on Spirit's bones.
So, according to my quick AI search, the last major U.S. airline to completely fold without being absorbed by another airline, Independence Air in 2006. Which I haven't heard of Independence
I've
Air,
never
so
heard
I
of
have no
that.
idea. So, a
I think
major
Hooters
airline, major airline.
Hooters after that. I feel like they only had two planes or something. It was such a weird idea.
Yeah, it's been nuts this week too with all the Spirit Halloween memes. I mean, the Spirit stuff went crazy with memes online. It seems like that brand touched everybody, whether they flew them or not. Everybody had an opinion. You saw political fake memes, and I did like the Spirit Halloween stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of funny and it was perfect. I mean, with the name, they do Spirit Halloween when anything closes, but the fact that it's called Spirit, it just leans right into it.
But this is the Thursday Miles and Points show, so we got some Miles and Points news to talk about, including Chase being a little sneaky with some of their programs and a best ever offer on a blockbuster card. But let's start with this story. Rakuten is back to offering extra points for credit cards, and just sort of back up. We saw this with Chase cards, I think, last year. And recently, I'm really explaining this terribly, Mark, but I'll keep going. Bilt and Rakuten are partners. And now you can apply for B of A cards, a couple of them, and earn bonus Bilt points. And that is why you're so excited, because I know you love those Bilt points.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the best sign up bonus. It's weird to say, but this is the best sign up bonus for Bilt. It's better than the Palladium card. There's not a huge annual fee. It's a no fee card. And right now, the better of the two cards is at $300 or 30,000 Bilt points. And that's if you have Bilt selected as your Rakuten payout, and you also have to have low tier Bilt status because it drops below 1-to-1, the rate that they were giving everybody when this first launched. On May 15th, that's going away. So if you don't have status, it might not be as good of a deal. You might just focus on the cash back instead. For whatever reason, it's not showing up for most membership rewards earning people. So that's not really an option. I don't know why that is. Maybe because Bilt kind of sells the miles to Rakuten. Like, you still earn cash back, but then they got transferred to Bilt points, and membership rewards is maybe issued in a different way, and they didn't want another bank card getting bonus miles from them. I don't know, but it is a really good option. And then you look at the Rakuten card, every once in a while it goes up to $200, which is 20,000 Bilt points. So between the two, you could get 50,000 Bilt points with no annual fee.
And the travel rewards card at $300, not a terrible deal. If you get into the Bank of America ecosystem, you can get some good cash back daily spending for just everyday spend. Even if you just look at the cash back of it, it's like a $550 cash back offer.
Yeah, if you combine, we've talked about the Bilt points. We didn't even talk about what you get from Bank of America, which for that card is $250. It will have to be used towards travel, kind of like an eraser credit type of thing. But that's a really solid offer, especially for a no fee card when you combine the two things. It's pretty substantial. And if you have a two-player household, you're talking 60,000 built points and $500 cash back. It's hard to beat. And I don't know if Bilt really wanted this when they joined up with Rakuten. Maybe they don't care because they're just selling the miles to Rakuten. But this could be really beneficial for people if you have Bilt status. And then, like I said, pay attention to when that Rakuten card comes around and it's a $200 offer, I think, for 1,000 and spend. It was there earlier this week. It's back down to $100. But when that pops up, there's another chance at some Bilt points.
And I mean, maybe we can talk about the wider discussion of why they would do this, perhaps because yeah, it's different marketing, right? They're reaching different customers in different channels, and so probably they expect that yes, they would rather you just go get a Bilt card, but I don't think that they first off think that people are putting two and two together. So they're just trying to find people. Okay, I'm applying for a Bank of America card, so they probably see this as getting them into the ecosystem. But then, as you point out, if you really do think outside the box, then you can say, hey, this is a better offer for Bilt points, and I'm looking for Bilt points. But I doubt the average customer finding them via Rakuten is thinking that way.
No, I bet you most of them are just getting the cash back and think that's really cool to get the extra spiff. Now, if we really want to go inside baseball, I'm kind of surprised that this is legal or allowed because with affiliate marketing and everything like that, I think it's against the law. Don't quote me on that, but to offer things for signing up for stuff. So, like, let's say we had an affiliate link for a Chase credit card, and we were like, "Hey, if you sign up using our link, we'll give you $200." People would probably love to be able to do that as website owners and things like that, but they're not allowed to. It's against the rules. So I'm surprised how Rakuten's able to work around this, and that Chase lets it with all their rules, and that Bank of America, who's very stingy and doesn't give affiliate links out to like anyone, it does this too. So it's just kind of interesting. I don't know the inside story there, but it'd be fascinating to hear how they made this all come about.
Well, Rakuten, the biggest in the business of online portals, giant company. So I imagine the rules are a little bit different when you can deliver this. But yeah, just take advantage of it. It's good. Always a reminder to be sort of into that ecosystem. I'm still earning membership rewards, but I guess if you have Bilt status, it probably does make sense to earn Bilt points.
Yeah, I think most people value Bilt over membership rewards. You can't really go wrong with either. And it just came to me. I should mention that, like, I think Rakuten is the one that does the back end for affiliate links. So they're kind of like the processor for all these websites and stuff that you see that have affiliate links. And then they're kind of stealing from their customer. I don't know. It's just such a weird setup.
Well, let's talk some good news, Mark. Let's talk about the good news from Chase, the good thing that Chase did, and that's release 150,000 bonus on the Sapphire Reserve, and that comes after 6,000 in spend in the first 3 months. And this was a great offer. Any thoughts on the offer before we talk about they're matching, another good thing that they've been doing, but is this the time to finally pick up this card? I mean, I just think, and you put this in the article, like a few years ago, 150,000 on this card would have been just unheard of.
Yeah, people freaked out when the Sapphire Preferred was 100K and or 90K, and they would jump for joy. And when it launched at 100K, yes, it was a much better card back then. Lower annual fee, the perks were easier to use, all that stuff. But 100K was big news, and now it's just 100. I don't feel like it's really resonated with people, and it just shows that Chase has really kind of fumbled the bag with this refresh, and it's not getting traction like the original card launch did. And I think that they have to offer these big bonuses to try to push more people into it. I would sign up for it if I was under 524. I've never had the Sapphire Reserve because of 524, and 150,000 points is a good deal, even if I don't love the card. The way it's set up now, I don't think it's the greatest of values out there. And we'll talk later in the show of one of the things that we think is good about the program that they keep messing with and tinkering and ruining a bit. But just Ultimate Rewards is overall has kind of lost its luster a bit.
Yeah, we'll save the worst of Chase for the end of the show, but it has. I would the only counter argument I would make is that forever Amex has been throwing out huge bonuses to attract people to their premium cards, and I don't know that Chase has been sort of judged in the same way because they have not been willing to do that. And this is a sign. 150,000 valuable Hyatt points, Mark. Aren't you excited
Yeah.
about that?
Maybe we should talk about this next week. I've been wanting to kind of float this idea to you, but we should rank like points for us. Which points do we like to collect of the transferable currencies? I think everybody 5, 10 years ago, it was Chase, Ultimate Rewards, number one by far. I don't know. They might slot like fourth, fifth. Who knows?
Yeah, they're not highest on my list these days, but I still got still living in that Hyatt ecosphere. I guess we're trying to figure out what Hyatts to book before the real. Every year I do book a couple Hyatts, but I'm not the guy who's planning so far in advance. And maybe I was like, oh well, maybe I'll get screwed and end up in one hotel where the price goes up. But in this case, with everything changing, it feels like you got to be on top of this stuff this year.
Yeah, you definitely want to lock in whatever you can lock in before the devaluation comes in a couple weeks, and book out as far as the calendar allows you. You can always cancel if you're booking with points, or at least for most hotels, just read the terms when you're doing the reservation, what the cancellation policy is. But this is like you said, usually it's a list, and you're like, all right, maybe one or two of these hotels I'll try to get on the books just in case. But now it's every single hotel is going up for the most part.
Yeah, great point. They're all going for the most part. Yes, they're all going up for most days. I would be my guess. But some other good news: if you had the Sapphire Reserve card, there's a lot of data points. 5 years. If it's been more than 5 years, you can get this welcome offer again. And then they are matching people who applied before they increased the offer, and they've been fairly generous with this. So if you applied on April 19th and before, you're out of luck. April 20th and after, they will match you to the 150K.
Which is a weird timing. It's like 10 days from when the offer happened, and they used to go back 3 months, which makes sense because that's how long you have to complete the spend. I would think at least 30 days. I don't know why they chose that cutoff. It's kind of strange, but it's better than nothing. So if you fall in that window, that's good. But yeah, a lot of people have been doing hand wringing over the lifetime rules, the Sapphire lifetime rules. And we've talked on this show. I think it's more of they put in there may not be eligible, and it's more based on your customer profile. We had a data point in the Facebook group, the MTM Facebook group, that they were able to get it. They had the card in like 2019, closed it in 2021, was approved. The wife was approved. He was not. So he got the pop up. So that just goes to show you their timeline was similar, but for whatever reason, they think her profile is probably better. That's my guess of it, at least. And I think it's just worth trying. Like, if you think this offer is worth signing up, even if you've had the card in the past, I would put in an application. If you get the pop up, then you can cancel it. If you don't, then you should get the bonus. Which hey, there's no harm in trying.
So one other good piece of Chase news, I mean, they're just stacking up now. Frequent Miler reported that those offers that they send you, those targeted spending offers, once you click through, you approve it, it was really, there was nowhere else to see it after you kind of opted into it to see your progress or anything else like that. And Frequent Miler is reporting that now in the Chase app, under the Chase offers section, you can now see these and see your progress and everything else.
That's the number one question every time I run that article each quarter. Like, hey, check your cards for this. You can get 5x or 7x or whatever you're targeted for. And a lot of people will do it, and they'll say, oh, you've already activated this promotion. They're like, what the heck promotion was it? And I said, well, you got a secure message Chase. I don't know why they don't send a confirmation email. Sometimes you do get an email saying you have the offer, so you can save that. But you should, once you activate, you think they'd trigger an email to you and say, hey, here you go. Here's the details of your offer. So it's cool that they're able to find it now. It makes it a lot easier, and I'll add that to the article the next time we share it, that, hey, this is where you need to go if you don't remember, or if it's saying you already activated it.
So that was a lot of Chase love for just a couple minutes, and we'll save all the Chase hate for the end, but we'll go talk about Citi. This is actually a pretty significant thing that they're doing. They are ending point sharing on May 16th of ThankYou Points across all the ThankYou Points cards. This hasn't been as useful as some of the other programs because when you would share points, they would expire after 90 days. And Citi did a good job, I think, over the years of making sure that points expiring first, when you go book something, they come out first. But you really had to make sure that you were ready to book and everything else like that. I used to use it quite a bit for going between my wife's and I account, and in recent years haven't used it as much. This kind of sucks though. I mean, why get rid of this?
Yeah, I mean, it's just another way to slyly devalue the program, and it's probably hoping that points don't get used as much, or they have orphan points there. I don't know what the goal is here, but it does stink. I mean, Capital One allows you to do it. Chase allows you to do it with household people. Capital One allows you to do it with anyone, which I think is pretty crazy that they still have that going. So hopefully that stays intact. But this was always a clunky system. Like you said, they had weird expiration policies that confused people. and all of that, and getting it set up. You had to call in, and I haven't even had my wife combine her two cards because you can't do it online. I think there used to be a website. I don't know if there still is, but it would always give me errors. And I'm not burning wife points to have her call in so she can move between her own Citi cards, and definitely not doing it so we can move it between our accounts. It just was the juice wasn't worth the squeeze for me.
Yeah, it's a great point. City's IT kind of stinks when it comes to this. And I remember, yeah, back in the day, I randomly had two ThankYou accounts that they gave me, and I could log in and see them all under one login, but they were different cards on different accounts. And then I could not transfer points between them or combine any of the points, and it wouldn't work. And I remember there was a whole afternoon of phone calls getting that working. So maybe that's why I stopped doing it, or maybe just nobody's really doing it. They made it just so stupid and difficult. I think, why not revamp this? Why take it away? Why not revamp it and make it better? Like, who cares? But just make it a household thing, and that spouses can combine their points. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, it should be all easy and online. I mean, we're in 2026 now. I don't know why they don't have it set up like membership rewards when you have multiple ThankYou cards. Why it wouldn't just all pool into one membership rewards account. It never made sense to me. It's definitely out there. Every other bank does it. The Ultimate Rewards do it. Like, it shouldn't be that hard for them to do it. They just don't care enough, I guess. Or maybe their systems are so old that they're unable to update this. It wouldn't seem like it would be that difficult if every other bank is already doing it.
And to be clear and fair to them, my account is now everything under one. It works great. But again, it required a phone call and a bunch of IT and tech support and everything else years ago. But let's talk. I mean, I kind of sold this as a good Citi story, but I don't know if it really is. But the Points Plus card, the AT&T Points Plus card, has been refreshed, and it just always, every time we talk about an AT&T card, it just makes me miss the AT&T Access More card. I actually still have it, but it makes me miss that card. The first card, 3x online shopping. Oh, those were the days.
Yeah, and you don't do the online shopping as much as you used to. That's why you used to love that
But I
card.
minted so many ThankYou points with that AT&T Access More card, and I still use it occasionally, and I keep it, and there's a benefit on there that pretty much offsets the annual fee, and that has nothing to do with the AT&T Points Plus card, their no annual fee card. Now, there is a welcome offer, 250 statement credit after 500 spend, so this is one of those offers that's very attainable as far as spend goes, and the card came with $20. This is an interesting thing because it's 2% cash back, $20 statement credit after $1,000 in spend a month. So every month you can be on this hamster wheel to get your extra $20 cash back. 3x at gas and EV charging stations, 2x at grocery stores, 1x everywhere else. That's all staying the same, but they're adding new benefits, including a $10 per line monthly discount, $10 discount on internet as well, and then 2x ThankYou points on AT&T products and services. I vaguely remember when this card launched, us saying, or on some show I talked about how weird it was that you didn't earn the bonus points on AT&T, but I guess they fixed that now.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, and I love these credits. If you are an AT&T customer, I think this card will make a lot of sense, save you money long term, especially if you use both the wireless and the internet. Then you're $20 a month for doing nothing for a no annual fee card. For just paying on it, I think that's a great option there. And then, like you said, if that goes towards your spending goal, you can rack up another $20 with the $1,000 in spend every month, plus the earning rates you're getting everywhere else. It's really compelling. And this is when all other, it seems like T-Mobile and everybody else wants to ding you for using a credit card payment, and they charge you more. You don't get that discount like you do if you use a debit card or something else. So it's kind of cool. Like, this is the one way around all of that.
Yeah, this actually seems a little nuts, and I haven't gone too deep into the terms on this, the $10 per line discount. But if you're like one of those families, those people that have 10 lines, 12 lines, these big family plans, you get $10. It seems like you get $10 off every line with that. And I think this would be a super sweet thing if you are an AT&T. It makes a ton of sense. $250 credit is not terrible at a 500 spend with no annual fee, getting all of this. If you're an AT&T customer, I definitely think this could make a ton of sense.
Makes me think of those Bank of America MLB cards back in the day, the 500, spend 500, get $200 off, that people would get multiples of, and just easy. And that was kind of like the heyday of miles of points. It seemed like the 200 for 500 was on all the non transferable currency cards. Like, that was kind of the sign up bonus, the standard one. 250 is even better. And like you said, one purchase for a lot of people and you'll knock that out. So it's got a decent sign up bonus, but I would focus more on like, does this card earn me discounts, enough discounts long term to make it worth it? Because you are going to burn a spot, you're going to burn a 524 spot, you're going to get a hard pull, all those things. But if you combine the two things together, I think that it does offer enough value to make it worth it.
Yeah, and that's rarer these days, I would say, with some of these co-branded cards. They're trying to get you in their ecosystem, or if you're in the ecosystem, they're trying to get you to stay there, but they're not offering you a ton of value. I mean, again, I think $10 for only this is a ton of value, and they obviously looked at the card from when they launched it and said, "Hey, let's make it better." Always got to give credit for that.
Yeah, we just need it for Mint Mobile for my kids because I'm paying $15 a month. I don't need AT&T.
There's the true savings through cell
Yeah.
phones is probably not AT&T, but there you go. But let's close with this, Mark. The Trojan horse, as you call it, 2.5x points boost at Edit Hotels. That was a great thing, but now it's what, 1.65x, and they didn't even tell us about it.
Yeah, they kinda, like, snuck this in when they the select hotels, I think there's, like, 10 or 15 of them that you get 2.5 cents per point when you redeem it through the portal, and everybody's like, "Oh, cool, best ever, this is awesome." And everything else kinda hovered around 2 cents, and when it first came out, it was just assumed at hotels get 2 cents. And then they're like, "Wow, no, we're not gonna do that," and they moved it around. Some stayed at 2 cents, some went down, and now it seems like when they launched this promo or whatever, they also dropped the rates everywhere, and people aren't even seeing the United flights and a couple other airlines, like, they can't find those boosts anymore. So it's all come back down, quite a bit, which is just annoying. We want something that we can rely on, like, make it whatever it is and just let us know. Like, at hotels, 1.575 cents, whatever it is, lock it in, and then maybe have sometimes where it goes up above, but having to check without knowing for every single booking is just so frustrating.
Yeah, when it sort of started, it was like it was nice to go in there and then it's a points boost and you were kind of excited, not expecting it. And then I think the biggest point that you've made is just how unpredictable it's been, how it's changed so often, how you really don't know what to expect. And so like it's kind of started as this like added thing and it was nice, but it's being marketed as a benefit and people are counting on it as a benefit. And yeah, it's just not it's bad enough to make something worse, but just to make it so unpredictable that it becomes worthless because you can't say, "Oh, I think this or that." And as much as we all love the Chase travel portal, it's just not always fun to have to go search to see what I'm going to get.
No, and the crazy thing is on these bookings, they're earning the commission that like a normal I want to say realtor, but I know that's not what it works. Travel agent. When a travel agent's booking your stuff, they're getting 10-20% depending on the hotel. And I think higher end hotels usually pay a bit better. So on these bookings, Chase is recouping that money. So you think they would give Smith. These are very expensive hotels for the most part. They're probably earning a decent rate on it. Just give the 2 cents per point and make it a thing and lock it in. You already took away the 1.5 cents on everything. Like, give us a little something.
They had to pay for those 150K bonuses. The money's got to come from somewhere. You got to rob Peter to pay Paul. I don't know, but I mean, I never really liked this because every time I go, how many people out there? I would love to know how many people out there have successfully used Points Boost over and over again. I think in the early days I did, and lately whenever I'm searching for something, it's just not working for me. As you point out, this was also a select group of hotels, very small group. The United flights, I think, is a bigger loss if the value is not there for a lot of people.
Yeah, because I feel like the points boost was giving you better value than United Miles gives you on average these days. And then you earn on the flight and everything like that. So that adds even more to it. So I think that was a great option. We've lost that. I know you used to like the Chase portal quite a bit. You'd use it for doing things while you're in the city, booking experiences, stuff like that. Maybe something that you can't normally use miles and points for. I'm still upset about the business platinum from Amex getting rid of the where you can book any business class and redeem your points at basically 1.5 cents a piece with that rebate. And they locked it into only the airline that you pick as your airline of choice. I thought that was stupid because, hey, it's first class flights. Like you're getting a kickback for booking these. And it doesn't make a lot of sense. But I always liked it when you're flying like Iceland Air and they have a decent rate, like $900 for a business class flight. You could book it with points. Now you can't. And it just stinks.
Yeah, there must be a report somewhere, and they're like, okay, what is costing us? What is this and that? I mean, because that had been around for a long time. What was the thing early on when they first launched that, like 6, 7 years ago, that people were taking advantage of, and they had to change the rules because people were they buying refundable tickets and then it was getting refunded in some way? I remember there was a way that they were taking advantage, and then Amex was just losing tons of money on that, and then they changed it.
Yeah, I think it was a way that you could cash out your points at 1.5 cents, basically, like book the flight, then cancel it months later, and you'd get the refund, and your points would never be put back in or anything like that. So people were cashing out basically at 1.5 cents, where back then the Schwab was giving you 1.25 cents. So it was still a boost over that, but now it's 1.1 cent. So that's a big jump. And we're talking hundreds of thousands of points. That really adds up.
As my boy Bob Dylan says, the times they are a changin'. And yeah, I mean, we're just here along for the ride, but I don't think the value is going in the direction that we want overall. But let us know what you guys think with this. I mean, Chase, is this a big deal? 150K, have you signed up for the Sapphire Reserve? Is this enough to get you onto that ecosystem? Citi ThankYou points, are you still using them? Does anybody use them? You talk about the rankings of points, Mark. Ultimate rewards are still above ThankYou points, right?
I don't know. American Airlines.
Yeah, that's true. For me, that's probably, yeah, it's pretty close. All right. Well, let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. We do 2 shows a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we'll be back in a couple days with another show. Check us out in Vegas. We do 3 shows a week there as well. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you next time.
Get those Bilt points from the Bank of America card. Doesn't make any sense, but just do it. Have a good week, everybody.